I would just like to remind people that whether you're white, black, brown, we all bleed the same. So to have this completely divisive ideology being pushed, to have members from across the aisle making it about race.
Paulina Luna is a freshman member of Congress from Florida, and she is one of the newest and most prominent young faces in the Republican Party right now, certainly on Capitol Hill. She represents a generational shift for Republicans in a number of ways. She's the youngest member of the Republican Conference right now. She's the fourth youngest member of the House. She's the first Mexican-American representative from the state of Florida. And only with 6 months on the Hill under her belt, she's already making a significant difference within the Republican Party.
Americans have absolutely lost faith in our justice system, and frankly, while this is happening, just imagine what the world is thinking.
There has been a growing trend of people who get elected to Congress and then who parlay their seat into a huge online following. You saw that, I think, first and foremost with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and then with some newer members of the Republican Party like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert. But what Paulina Luna represents is really the first member who came in as a social media influencer and used that to engineer a successful campaign to then win a seat in Congress. She also was enticed into conservative politics because of the rise of Donald Trump. She told me she went with her father to a Trump rally early in 2016, and that's where she kind of caught the bug and became more and more vocal on social media. You know, as she's shown, she's very loyal to Trump.
This is an attempt to unseat a sitting president, which is also known as a coup.
She was on Fox News regularly. She had lots of clips that go viral. In 2019, when Kamala Harris was a presidential candidate, she randomly ran into her at the airport and asked a stranger to film her as she harassed her over her support for ending Trump's family separations policy, and that took off like wildfire. She had really established herself as a pugnacious figure who was shrewd and effective at pummeling the political establishment in a way that the grassroots found compelling.
Do you believe that allowing these practices puts the national security of the United States at risk?
One of the first things that happened after she gets sworn into Congress is she makes a play to get on the House Oversight Committee. James Comer, the Republican from Kentucky, has a meeting with Kevin McCarthy before he goes to the steering committee to decide who gets their committee assignments and says, Paulina Luna wants to be on oversight. It was the most requested seat for a committee assignment for any of the Republican freshmen. McCarthy didn't blink, said, let her on. She's someone we could really use to our advantage. And that is something that has worked out for the two of them.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives censures and condemns Adam Schiff, representative of California's 30th Congressional District.
Her capstone project, which happened fairly recently, was she was able to push the Republican Party to censure Adam Schiff, who was the impeachment manager of Trump's first impeachment, which most of the party actually didn't really want to do, but she had discovered a procedural maneuver to force the vote. And while the first time it didn't work out because 20 members of her own party voted against it, she was able to mobilize a social media backlash and then forced another vote a week later, and not a single Republican voted against it. So she's already proven to be an effective new member of the Republican House. You know, she was, as a freshman, had done some research to discover a procedural maneuver to force votes on the House floor using privileged resolutions, which is what she did on the Schiff resolution to get it to a vote, even though there was resistance among some corners of the House leadership. That is a tactic that has since been replicated by the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, who are using it to force votes on impeachment proceedings against Biden and other members of the administration. So she's shown that she at least has some tact and some strategy to try and get things to happen on Capitol Hill.